hey, you want it, go get it. You want it, go get it.
Yep, I'm back. Because I realized two things. Number one, I didn't tell y'all about the I talked all this stuff about what the mentor said. I never even told y'all how the conversation ended and what his advice was. But before I do that, let me read this card, and then after I get done with that, I'm gonna bounce back to, I got some stuff I gotta say about my mom too. But this is the card. I found this great card at Walmart for my mom's birthday in 2 days. It says, "My journey began with you, Mom. In every single step of the way, there's been some part of you in what I do, who I am, and how I live my life. How can I repay you for sticking by me, believing in me, and loving me through everything? I can't. But I can say that just knowing you're there and being able to count on you no matter what means the world to me. And it always has. Happy birthday." I thought this was the perfect card because I'm a very, very independent person. Always have been. I don't mind doing things by myself. My mom has always wanted to, even when I was in college, high school, "Sheldon, what can we do to help?" Nothing. I'm okay. And she always, if ever I call my mom about anything, what's wrong? Nothing wrong, Mom. Nothing. She always wants to help. And she always says I never let her help. She said I never let her baby me. And that's true. I don't. I don't like being babied. That's pretty cool. I thought the card was really good. I thought it really fit our relationship because we talk more like, it's still, mother and son relationship. But her and I, she'll open up to me about how she feels about some things, and and she'll say, "Sheldon, talking to you, I always feel like I'm traveling back in time. Like everything just makes sense. Everything just so simple." I always tell her it ain't easy to have it that way, So you got to tell people no. You got to make tough decisions. My mom's a very, very sweet lady, and has a very, very giving heart, and almost to a fault sometimes. I feel like sometimes some people take advantage of her, but I ain't gonna dwell on that too much. But I love my mom so much, and I wish we could talk more. Wish I could make it back home more to see her more often. I got responsibilities up here, and I'm not able to do so, and she understands that. And I think most anybody who out here trying to make it happen understands. But I wanted to say this one other thing about forgiveness, because I was telling like I said, my mentor, I should probably give him a nickname. I don't know, but for this thing, I'm trying to keep names out of this, like I told y'all. But I told him, I said, I told him about the vlog or whatever, and how I was talking about forgiveness, and how I had to apologize, to my son, and when things got a little, tight on set and whatnot. And he said, "Sheldon, well, that's good. You apologize." He said, "Now, how are you at accepting somebody else's apology?" I said, "Oh, I'm good at accepting somebody else's apology." He said, "Now, what if they never apologize to you?" He said, "Now, think about it like this. If you'd have never apologized on set, do you think your son would have moved on and forgave you, despite you never apologizing?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "I can answer that for you." The answer is yes, he would have. He said, "Your parents, they never apologized to you, and you forgave them, and you love them." And I said, "You're right. I never thought about it that way." He said, "Now what's the difference between that and your wife?" He said, "You gotta forgive her, Sheldon." That's what he told me. He said, "You gotta forgive a dog. You gotta forgive a dog. Forgive a dog." He said, "You gotta forgive her. Move on. You got to move on." I said, "I'm cool with the moving on part. And I'm cool with giving it over to God. I'm cool with giving it over to God and forgiving her. I'm cool with giving it over to God. But I did tell him this: when I give it to God, he better hurry up and take it." Now, hey, those were my words. I said, if I give it to God, he better hurry up and take it. Because if he let me hold this thing any more longer, But he, me and him got a good laugh out of that. So, and then in the last video, I also said that I was going to talk about the business real quick, the name of the company, Summit Creek Studios. So my son's name is Jack Summit. I came up with that name, Jack Summit Johnson. I came up with that middle name because no matter what I accomplish, no matter what I've done in my life, he is the greatest accomplishment in my life, for sure. And I try to really and I really work hard, not even try, I work hard to pour so much into him. And if you, and I did a quick research and I found out that a creek is a runoff from a large body of water. I know some of y'all probably like, dang, he didn't know that before doing research. Hey, watch your mouth, okay? That's the first thing I'm gonna say. Now, I found out, like I said, that a creek is a runoff from a large body of water. And so I was like, yo, like this is my company. So Summit Creek Studios, like that's what it's gonna be, Summit Creek Studios. And that's how I came up with it. Because I want, once I'm long gone, I want my son to still be receiving the benefits of the work that I did while I was here on earth. And to some people, that might seem far-fetched or whatever, but I'm a big thinker, always have been a big thinker. That's never been an issue of mine, is thinking small. So, yeah, and he thinks the same way. Like I said, he's my biggest supporter, he's my biggest inspiration, and he's my biggest, he believes in me more than anybody. If I tell him the sky is green, he won't even have to look out the window. My daddy said the sky green. It is what it is. I love that about him. I do. And sometimes it's difficult because it's like, man, I want to live up to everything that he thinks I am. And again, that brings out that inspiration for real, to be honest with y'all. So, yeah, thirsty's on the what? Good gracious, some water. Alright, I'm gonna go and get off here. Y'all have a good night. For real this time. Next time y'all see me, I don't know when it's gonna be. Either tomorrow night, probably be tomorrow night, because I got a few things to do in the morning. So maybe tomorrow night I'll make a video and pick one of these topics to talk about. Alright. So it's March 12th. Just got home from work. Looks like this weather trying to do a little something, so decided to come outside and do my little video. Got some things that's on my mind that I'm a little worried about. You got the reshoot with the main child actor Shane, who did a great job. Coming back to do some shots with him, but these will be like more facial expression, emotional shots. So I want to shoot it with an 85 millimeter. Anybody who don't know, 85, the higher you go up in millimeters, the closer the image, the smaller the number, the wider the image. And I got an 85 millimeter prime cinema lens on the way, but it won't be here till Thursday. So I only have one night to mess around with it before he arrives the very next morning. So I'll be up all night Thursday night practicing with that. The third thing that's bothering me is the props for April. Like I said, we did the first day of filming, March 9th, y'all saw that. And then we got 10 days off now, and then I'm back on for 6 days filming at the end of March, when we had a whole crew and the whole cast. Y'all will see all of that. But then we got another 10 days off, and then we're back in Norfolk, my hometown, filming for 6 days, and then the movie's done. But I'm worried about the April props because I looked at the sheet and stuff, and I was like, okay, all right, some of the stuff I'm gonna have to go buy. And I'm like, all right, cool. I should have enough time in those 10 days to get it, but right now I'm just so swamped with the other stuff that I really don't have the time to go out here and shop around to go get it. So I'm gonna hope that I can find it within the 10 days. If not, I'm gonna probably have to end up paying more money to buy it offline and hope that Amazon has it Prime so I can get it in 2 days. So taking a risk there, and sometimes you got to do that when you doing stuff independent, you know what I mean? This is how it goes sometimes. And then
the last thing, not a worry of mine, but something I feel bad about. My mom is having a birthday party at the bowling alley back home in Norfolk on her birthday this weekend, and there's no way in the world I can make it because I got so much stuff going on. Like I said, I'm finishing up doing makeup shots that Friday, getting all the props and stuff together. The wardrobe's already together, but getting the props and stuff together. Packing up all the stuff, packing for the film because I got to be there on that Tuesday, and then finishing up stuff, wrapping up stuff here at the house too that I got to do. Got a couple projects around the house that I'm working on, so there's no way in the world I can make it, and I feel so bad about it. But as you guys know, I did get her a card. It was signed by my wife and my son and myself this morning. I've mailed it out. Like I said, put something in there that might put a smile on her face, hopefully. So, just some of the stuff that's on my mind right now, and yeah, that's all it is, and I'm enjoying this little weather change though. This is all right here. I like this little weather change. This is good. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, I can get used to this. All right.
Good morning and happy birthday, mama. Happy birthday. Today is March 13th, y'all. My mom's birthday. I called her up at 6 o'clock this morning and woke her up out of her sleep. And she said, boy, why you got to do this every year? And I said, same thing, mama. I was done working. I work from 4 to 6 in the morning. You know that. And I gave you I was done working to call. I always like to be the first one to call. So yeah, today's my mom's birthday. Very happy about that. Want to share a little bit about my mom and what she means to me. She is truly, and I know I touched on who all my biggest supporters were, and I'm gonna talk about my dad and how he's a huge supporter too, in his own way. Everybody has their own way of supporting, but I just want to say, my mom she instilled the faith. Okay, the reason I can do this as an independent filmmaker and stay focused and stay on task and believe that it's gonna happen for me to do this as a full-time career, and make a lot of money to change the future for my family and my generations, and my son and my children and my children's children, as the Bible says. It's through faith that was taught to me from her. We grew up, like I said, in the hood, whatever, but my parents kept us in the church, and shouts out to my childhood pastor, Pastor Charles Moore down in Tidewater Restoration Church of Deliverance. And that's just how we was raised, and that's because of my mom was doing. My mom also taught us how to treat people. When I say us, yes, just know I'm talking about my brother, me and my brother. My mom also taught us how to treat people, and how to do right by people, and to just always have good intentions. Never do anything with ill intent. All that stuff comes from my mama. The reason I'm able to love in spite of not receiving it back sometimes, like that comes from my mama. Like not only from her words and her teachings, keeping us in God's word, but also from example too. I love her so much for that. A lot of my strength comes from her. And I'm gonna talk about my dad. But I'm not gonna talk about him on my mom's birthday. I'll wait till tomorrow or something to tell y'all about what my dad brought to the table, and how I feel like I'm a healthy mixture of them both. And I'm grateful to them both for everything that they instilled in me. I hate that they're going through a divorce right now. Was supposed to be. They've been going through divorce for the past 7 years. They technically, in my opinion, I know they're gonna probably end up seeing this video when it come out, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I think they still need each other. One of them can't cook, the other one can't drive. And my mom would be talking, well, I'll make you a plate if you can take me to my doctor's appointment. And then my dad get mad, a plate here, I need a whole pot, I need something that's gonna last me a couple of days. I ain't got to be sending docs off all that time with just one plate. So it's all that going on. You know, they just need to go ahead and, you know, they both have kind of moved on to other people and whatnot, but I don't know how serious that is. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. They probably both be mad at me for saying that little tidbit on this. They ain't got nothing to do with the movie. That's what they gonna call me and say. But either way, happy birthday to my mama. Also wanted to say, I can finally announce who that last comedian is that I hired. Name is Tim Schropp. This dude is hilarious. He's on Instagram. Right now on Instagram, I think he has, I can't remember, don't quote me on it, but I think I'm gonna just say he's over 200,000 followers. I think he around 250, I'm not sure, but 250,000 I should say, but over 200,000 followers is what he has right now. But he is, regardless of the number of followers, this man funny. This man is funny. I'm telling you, just about every skit of his has made me laugh. Down in North Carolina, and he's in the process right now trying to set up a tour. I don't know if it's already gonna be announced by the time this video comes out, but if it is, y'all get y'all tickets to go see him because he's funny. I'm talking about he legit funny. He's one of the 6 comics. Like I said already, you got Quincy Carr, you got the Wade Empire, who you know, I'm sure he's over 900,000. I think he's at 1 million followers already on Instagram. Then you got he makes funny work related humor. You got Marquette Carney, got Boogie Bynum, and got Kimberly Tucker, who y'all already met. So those are the 6 comedians in the film. It's gonna be good. I'm so excited. Let's see who else. What else did I want to mention to y'all? That was the big name release. There was Tim Schropp. Let's see what else. I wanted to talk about the money for a little bit. Yes, I'm a 100% independent filmmaker. I'm on my way to work right now. I'm running late actually, but you know, I'm 100% independent filmmaker. I save up my money and I make these films, and that is the reason why I don't do SAG actors. Don't hire SAG actors because they have a minimum that they have to pay, and bottom line, I can't afford it. That's the bottom line, and I'm not throwing no shade on SAG or whatsoever. I'm just saying, can't afford it. And I'm also gonna say there's a lot of actors out here who are not SAG who are excellent actors. In order to become qualified for SAG, I'm not 100% sure of the qualification, but I believe you have to be in a certain number of SAG projects and whatnot to become SAG eligible. And so SAG means the Screen Actors Guild, for anybody who doesn't know the business or whatever. But that's pretty much how that goes. And then once you do that, you get, and that's what they went on the strike for and whatnot. You do that, you get paid a minimum, you get paid insurance, you get a certain number of royalties, the whole 9, you know. And right now, I just can't afford that minimum. And since we talk about money, I'm also going to talk about the royalties and whatnot by being 100% independent. Yeah, that means that the royalties, you know, would go to me, whatever. But I've received offers for people to be like, hey man, you know, I want to invest. And this is my take on it. I've turned down all investors. I have. This is my take on it. I save up my money and I set my budget and I make the movie within my budget. I don't exceed my budget ever. For anybody. I just don't, because I believe truly in my heart story is king. And that's the first thing. The second thing is I really don't feel like anybody should benefit off of my work. You know, it took me 6 months to write the script. I'm the one who went through the editing process. I'm the one who sent it up to the film festivals to get it looked at, evaluated, compared to other scripts, see where it ranks, the whole 9. I'm the one who booked the locations. I'm the one who called all the actors, did all the casting this time around. Excuse me. I'm the one who hired all the crew, bought all the equipment, bought and rented all the equipment, hired, make sure the catering, make all everything. I'm the one who did everything. And then just because somebody has some extra cash laying around, they can throw some money at it and be like, oh, this is a good investment for me, 'cause I think this movie's gonna be what. Like, nah, I ain't with that. No, because you might have the money, but you ain't put in the work that I put in. And that's just how I feel about it. So it's I'm grateful that people see. Obviously, if people want to invest in what I'm doing, that means they see something in what I'm doing and they think it's going to do well too, and I appreciate that. But I've been working a hard time. I've been working a long time, really, really hard to make this happen. And I just don't see myself accepting money here that we almost close to the finish line. Just because, you know, somebody got some extra money laying around and it might afford us to have 2 pillows instead of 1. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. I just don't see that, and that's why I don't accept money from investors. So I know some people's probably wondering about how I'm affording to do all this. That's how. But that's all. That's all for right now. I'm sure I'm gonna have more to talk about later. So till then.